maybe this is one of the most common questions that we receive at Senior is when or why should I go directly through Meta, through the cloud API, or should I go through a BSP like Twilio or 360 Dialog? So, in my opinion, there is no a rule. You should to take the decision based on your use case and also in what is your current moment, because maybe in this specific moment it's better for you to go directly through the cloud API or directly or through a BSP, and then later, 1 year later or something, change to the other option. Back to the pricing, we have two kinds of pricing here. The first one is the cost per conversation that you need to pay to Meta, and you can pay directly to Meta or through a BSP. In the end, it's going to be the same pricing. And then on top of that, if you want to go through a BSP, you have some fee to pay to the BSP. So sometimes the answer seems to be easy. Okay, I want to go directly through Meta because in that way I avoid the payment to the BSP fee. Well, it's not just easy as that, because in my opinion, there are two complexities around WhatsApp API. One of them is the technical complexity, and we can speak here 1 hour or two, or maybe all day long, about how complex is to implement things around WhatsApp API. And when you go through a BSP, a big part of the complexity is out of your table because that is going to be in the BSP end. So you don't need to take care about that technical complexity. The other complexity, and in my opinion, sometimes is more problematic than the technical one, is the Meta process. Everything around Meta is a bit complex, starting by the support, following up for the approvals. If you need a permission or something like that, you must to go through the approval process, and it can take weeks and even months. We had customers from US, and I remember a specific case where we spent 4 months getting access to some permissions. And the funny thing here is that they were a BSP already. They were asking for another permission on top of their current BSP permissions. And we spent 4 months working with them, trying to get a simple permission. So that is the kind of thing that we see that you have when you go directly through Meta. And depending on your case, you can avoid that going directly, going through BSP.
It's what about direct support guidance and advice from Meta when it comes to the way WhatsApp Cloud API? So we are talking about the direct access to the API in this case. And then this question, how's the support and advice?
Well, if you ask me, I prefer the support from a BSP because you are going to receive more faster answer. And also, this is again a personal opinion, I think BSP have a better channel of communication with Meta than you can have with your startup or your company. So if you ask for support to a BSP, if the case is very complex, they can speak directly through Meta and get better answers, better support to you in that case.
Probably it's good to tell you, I know Fernando is a proponent of working with 360 of BSPs, and he is formerly 360 Dialog, so he knows how it works. But the most developers I speak are using the direct access. So there are different ways to do it, But well, Fernando's experience are based on his experiences, and much developers want their direct connection. So there is not, okay, you should choose for a direct access, or you should choose for a BSP or another platform that offers the API.
There are cases, there are cases where we say, hey, in your case, we believe that it's better for you to go directly to Meta. There are several cases where we say that. And sometimes if you have a good bandwidth, if you have resources, if you have an in-house development team, you have time, in that case, in my opinion, it will be better to go directly to Meta because you can spend time, you can spend resources, and in the end, you are going to be in full control. You are going to be working in your own system. You don't need to pay a fee to a BSP, etc. So in those kind of cases, we say, yeah, it's a good idea to go directly to Meta, to the cloud API, or if you want to try the cloud API by yourself, you are a developer, you want to see what is possible, what not, you want experiment with a cloud API. In that case, also it's a good idea to go directly to Meta. You don't need to spend on the number, on the fee, etc. So that is another kind of cases where we say, yeah, it's a good idea, go directly through Meta.